Welcome, it's your first time painting. Cover your furniture in your room. Get down to the edge of your floors and cover them all with tape. Put down a drop sheet, super important, just for any drips of paint. And these are the essential steps. That's right, with the right preparation, paint is really easy. You're gonna need paint, rolls, brushes, paint, mud, putty, and some drywall if you need it. And yeah, taping is a pain in the butt, but it will save you. So right now I'm just going around the edges. I'm taping up anything that needs covering, like door frames, this trim. It's like a tile trim, so I'm just putting a bead of tape along the edge. You can see me sticking down right along the edge, and you can see the previous painter, they missed a little spot because they didn't get the tape quite to the edge. And also removing all the cover plates you'll see around the room for the light switches and stuff. Just take them off. You need like a flathead screwdriver. And then clean all your walls. Just get a rag out and start wiping down all the walls for dust or spiders or any cobwebs, any things stuck to the wall like hair. Lots of the times you'll paint over it and then you'll see it come through the paint. So you just want to give all the walls a quick wipe down with a damp cloth. And then go around and try to find anything that's stuck to the wall. I had like some weird tape. Yeah, remove anything stuck to the walls. And you can see right above that there's a hair that got painted on the wall last time. So whoever did this paint job before, they left that hair on the wall and then it got painted over. And there was a ton of this sticky stuff. And don't worry about, dinging up the walls, because most of the time paint or mud's gonna cover that right up. You can see here I have a little dot on the wall, a little dot in the middle, so I'm just going to sand that. Now I'm on the sanding step where I'm just going around and sanding all the walls. I'm just doing a real light sand, and you can see here a little splotch of paint that was from the previous owner, and they just painted over top of it. They didn't care, but I'm going to sand it down. I want all the walls.
So this is
smooth.
mud. Yeah. Really, this is pink stuff. It's called spackling, and you use one of these. Yep. This is what you do. So all of these holes, and we're gonna fill in the cracks down there. But all these holes, you just fill them.
Yeah, I have an
You
apprentice
try to
with me
fill
right
the
now.
holes with the spackling.
I'm just teaching him how to cover up.
Sure. Do you want to work on this?
Let me work on this because you have to teach me. But I think I will be good.
OS is
Okay.
slow.
I get him.
And then,
Patrick did a
like
great
this
job.
bit here, see all this fluffy stuff? Yeah. You can try to get it as flat as you can, and then fill that hole with this spackling.
You can see all these white spots. This is where I mudded, and then, left a nail on the wall there. Someone must have hung a painting. So yeah, you just fill any of these holes with a little tiny bit of spackling, a little tiny bit of mud, and then sand it after it dries. The stuff I'm using, a nail sunk into the wall, so I just pushed it in a little deeper and then mudded over top of it. Another solution you can use. And yeah, this is after sanding. That divot's gonna need a little bit of mud, a little divot in the wall. So this is how you deal with this. You just do a light little sand, get it all nice and flat. And sometimes you can get away with painting over these little holes. The paint sometimes fills it. Yeah. A little bit of spackling. You wait until that dries, and then you sand it again. Yeah, fill the hole completely, scrape away any of the excess mud, and then make it as flat as possible, so there's no bump.
His tuition at
Okay, now that that's all done,
with like 30 grand a
we got
year.
a couple buddies
Luckily,
painting
his
with me.
parents would be praying pretty well for
You just
about
start
it.
by doing one section
And
at a
as for
time.
his little sister,
They didn't want to help. They didn't think it was
worth it.
Yeah. They thought it'd be too much of a hassle, and
Side to side, up and
my feeling
down.
wasn't really.
Do a couple
No,
of
no,
round
can't remember what you
just to
paying,
get
like
all
5
the
grand a
paint
year,
blended
5 6
in.
grand a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I make during the summer.
So I always wondering, every time I hear people in the States with student debt, they're like talking about how they pay like 17, 20, and 50 grand a year. And Well, this is the other thing they like about international students is they can really charge them up. So that's why a lot of schools are really open borders and whatnot, just because you can charge upscale just for that.
Yeah, bless that guy Max for helping me out. So you can see the second coat in the corner there. So I did my whole first coat. I'm having a bite to eat. This is my late dinner. This job took me all day, and yeah, I just got around to my second coat at night. I think I lost my apprentice at this point, but I think he's just going home to eat some dinner. And yeah, key thing is the work-in section so that you know where you've done and you know where you're going, because you can clearly see where I started my second coat in the left corner there, or the right corner in the corner. And again, I'm just going over section by section, top down. That was a good feed that way. Nice dinner. Yeah, it helps to take a step back and just to look at the work from a distance. And you can see here where the lines are. You can almost make out in the middle that there's been a few lines. You can especially see it down here that the first coat, it has the old color bleeding through. So I'm going to go through all of this again. Yeah, and around these tricky outlet spots, you want to use a brush. I got in pretty close with a roller, but to get in those real tight spots, the best way to do it is just go about with a brush. Now for one of my patches, like I needed a piece of drywall. So right now I'm just scoring a section with a razor blade, and boom, a nice easy pop. I don't know if the backside broke, it is crazy easy, but just with a razor blade we were able to cut a piece that fit in this section of the wall. Was missing beside the vanity, the bathroom vanity. So we just had to cut a nice small piece, but it wasn't quite lining up in there, so I think we cut it down just a bit. We just shaved off a little bit of the top. Really, whatever piece fits in there will work, and then we'll cover it all up with the spackling, with the mud. You can see I got a tricky L-shaped piece for that section there, but yeah, I saved the tape so that it could swing like a hinge, and I could fit that L shape in that corner. But then here also I'm just shaving off the top because where the drywall cut off from the wall, it wasn't a straight cut. And I did beat up this piece a bit, but just after shaving it down and making it fit, the spackling that I'm going to use, the mud is going to cover up all these little holes in these cracks.
All right, Patrick, come on in here.
Yeah. And we just fill all
So
those
it's a bit of
holes with the
Yeah,
mud.
you can. So it's like push it in. Yeah, Spencer try and scrape all the rest of that out. Awesome. So peek down in here. So for this part, we're gonna put this piece of mesh across.
Yeah.
So we need a piece of it out, say that big.
True.
Yeah.
Mesh for these bigger holes works a little bit
So,
better because
Now that that's stuck to the wall,
Yeah.
yeah,
you just smush this over top of it. You need a lot to get on right away, and then you scrape the excess off. So we have like this hole.
that was a big hole to fill with just mud, and it wouldn't have dried properly.
Yeah.
And then scrape off all the excess. Just like so.
And it's sort of like pottery, or sort of like working with clay. There's a bit of an art to it, fixing up all these spots. And then after all
Yeah, that
this
one's
mud
good.
dries,
This one's good already. Like that's done.
You just give that all a nice sand, and then you can paint over top of it. And again, yeah, painting around my doorways. I'm taping up these door frames just so I don't get any blue paint on it. Just makes for a finer finish. And yeah, if that's your first time painting, well, I hope this helped.
What you giggling